The dusty road leading into the village looked the same, but Victor knew it wasn't. It couldn't be. Not after what he'd just learned. The air itself felt heavier, thick with unspoken grief and the ghost of a promise broken. He clutched the faded photograph of Rose, her bright smile a cruel taunt from a past he'd carelessly tossed aside. You said forever, Victor. You promised. Her voice, once a gentle melody, now echoed in his head, a mournful drumbeat. Rose and Victor grew up in the same small Nigerian village, their lives intertwined since they were toddlers. Their love was the kind everyone whispered about, pure, unwavering, and full of the simple hopes of youth. Victor, a bright boy, but from a family so poor they sometimes struggled for their next meal, dreamt of a life beyond the village. Rose, whose family wasn't rich but comfortable enough, saw his potential and decided she'd be his rock. She worked tirelessly, hawking groundnuts and akara by the roadside, saving every naira. While her friends bought colorful fabrics, Rose bought textbooks for Victor. When he needed new shoes for school, she patched hers up for another season. Your future is our future, Victor, she'd say, her eyes shining with unwavering faith. We'll build it together. Victor, in turn, swore eternal devotion. I will never forget your sacrifices, Rose. When I make it, we will live a life of comfort and happiness. You'll never have to worry about anything again. Years passed. Victor, with Rose's unwavering support, excelled in school. He got a scholarship to a university in the city, a place of tall buildings and fast cars, a world away from their quiet village. Rose, though heartbroken to see him go, encouraged him. She continued to send him what little money she could, even taking on extra chores in other compounds. The city changed Victor. He got an internship at a big company, and suddenly, the simple life he'd promised Rose seemed small. His boss's daughter, Nkechi, was sophisticated, glamorous, and lived the life Victor had only ever dreamt of. She noticed him, flattered him, and soon, the promises he'd made to Rose started to feel like heavy chains. He stopped calling Rose as often. His letters became shorter, less affectionate. When Rose finally made the long, expensive trip to visit him, she found a different Victor. He was distant, his eyes always darting away when she spoke of their future. Then, one day, the truth hit her like a thunderbolt. Nkechi's social media was full of pictures, Victor, Nkechi, intertwined, at fancy restaurants, laughing, looking every bit a couple. Rose confronted him. Victor, avoiding her gaze, mumbled excuses about moving on, different paths. He told her he couldn't be with her, that he deserved more. You deserve more too, Rose, he'd said, a pathetic attempt at softening the blow. Someone who can give you a better life now. Her world shattered. The future she'd poured her soul into, the man she'd sacrificed everything for, had vanished. She returned to the village, a hollow shell of her former self. The light in her eyes was gone. She stopped eating, stopped talking. Her family tried to console her, but Rose was lost in a grief too deep for words. One morning, the village woke to a wail. Rose was found by the old mango tree, the one where she and Victor had carved their initials so many years ago. She had drunk a powerful concoction. The whisper spread quickly, a dark cloud over the usually bustling village. She couldn't bear it, they said. Victor broke her heart. Back in the city, Victor's life with Nkechi was superficially perfect. He had the job, the status, the comfort. But a gnawing emptiness began to grow inside him. Nights were haunted by Rose's smiling face, her trusting eyes. He'd snap at Nkechi, feel restless in. The guilt, once a tiny flicker, became a roaring inferno. He tried to push it down, but Rose's sacrifices, her unwavering faith, kept flashing before his eyes. He thought of the time she'd given him her last meal, walked barefoot so he could have shoes, stayed up late helping him study. He'd built his success on her broken back. Finally, unable to bear it any longer, he decided to go back to the village, to apologize, to beg for her forgiveness, even if she never gave it. He needed to see her, to explain. He arrived under the seary midday sun, the familiar dusty roads feeling alien beneath his feet. The first person he saw was old Mama Ngozi, her face etched with a sorrow he couldn't comprehend. "Victor," she said, her voice a rough whisper. "You have returned?" There was no warmth in her greeting, only pity and a chilling sadness. "Mama Ngozi, I came to see Rose." The old woman shook her head slowly, tears welling in her ancient eyes. "Rose. Rose is gone, my son. She couldn't live with the pain you gave her. She took her own life, months ago." The words hit Victor like a physical blow. The air left his lungs. Rose. Gone. Because of him. The image of her bright, hopeful face, replaced by the chilling reality of her death, was too much. The world spun. He saw the old mango tree in the distance, a silent sentinel to a love destroyed. He saw their carved initials. He heard her promise, forever. He stumbled away, the village sounds fading into a buzzing silence. His legs carried him, unthinking, towards the river that bordered their land, the river where they used to play as children, where he had first told her he loved her. The photograph of Rose slipped from his numb fingers and floated away on the murky water. The next morning, 2 bodies were pulled from the river. Victor, and the ghost of the man he used to be. The village mourned, not just for the lives lost, but for the devastating tale of love, ambition, and a promise broken beyond repair.